Good evening, good evening, good evening, Toledo, Ohio. Good evening to our guests. Good evening to our frequent flyers. Good evening to all supporters and everyone who will hop on this show at the slated hour and then even after. Thank you for joining us today. I am DebraSue with Toledo to the World, and we have a very, 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 very special guest on that I'm super, super excited to have on. And she is a resident of Toledo. She's a businesswoman of Toledo. She's a super businesswoman, in my opinion. And this is somebody that you all really need to get to know, especially you ladies and gentlemen that are looking to, tighten your game up just a little bit. You got a little extra, fat somewhere you'd like to have it gone, but you don't want to have the surgery, right? Nothing massive, right? You have a little pocket here, pocket there, or maybe you had a night out on the town and you feel like crap the next day. We can fix that. Okay. There is so much that this young lady does that I thought it was very, very important to share it with the rest of you all. So welcome to my Facebook viewers. Welcome to my YouTube viewers. Welcome to my Roku and my Instagram viewers. Welcome everyone, and thank you all for joining us. I am welcoming to the stage today Tia of Tia Revitalize. I am so happy to have you here. I'm so happy to have you and brag about you right now because because this is a one of a kind. There may be other people out here doing things, but I'm gonna tell you something. This young lady right here is somebody I happen to do business with, and I happen to use myself. And so she does good work. She really does, and she's one of the most personable people you're ever going to meet. So welcome to my show. Welcome to the world, Tia. So happy to have you here. First things first, we want to actually get a level of trust between you and the audience. So let's talk about your background first.
Okay. So I'm Tia. I am a nurse practitioner located in Toledo, Northwest Ohio. Currently, I am opening my own practice, and I'll have a brick and mortar location. But in the meantime, still seeing patients. I've been in the healthcare field for about 16 years. I've been a nurse for a very long time. I've been an NP for almost 5 years. My background is a little bit of everything. I've had ICU experience, long term care, skilled, urgent care. So I have a little bit of everything. My practice is focused mostly on preventative care. So that is things that we can do to prevent high blood pressure, diabetes, any of those diseases that can be preventable that run in your family. It's important that we do these things, while we're young or before these conditions happen, because like once you're on medications, it's hard to get off of the medications and they cause side effects and other issues. So that's my main focus is preventing care, making people feel good about their self. And it could be whether it's physical, mental, both of those things are very important. So, and I'm really big on mental health. So that's one of my businesses. I also have two group homes in Toledo that I operate for people with mental health and addiction issues. I've been doing that for almost 10 years. So mental health is very important to me. It's just so important overall to just make sure that, your mental health is on the forefront. So I really enjoy talking to people with mental health issues and people suffering for addictions, and just understanding that those are diseases that takes a lot of support and caring to listen to these people that have to deal with this every day.
Mm-hmm.
So I also do that. I have a business in Florida, Miami, where we take care of people after cosmetic surgery, because I'm all about, how you feel, how you look. So, if you want to have cosmetic surgery, go for it. Go for it. So I do that also. So I have a little bit of everything. I also have an 11-year-old son. That's my world. He is special needs. So I've, been dealing with that his whole life, along with his medical issues that he has. And I have a husband. I've been married for 9 years. So that's just my little family. So that's a little bit about my background.
Yeah, and it's really funny because I actually knew your husband way before I knew you. I didn't realize who he
Yeah.
was until you said it. She's got a fairly locally famous husband, and he services the community as well. And so they make a really cute little couple. I love everything about the both of you guys. What I find interesting about you, Tia, is that we talk about us ladies. We get of age, and we want to maybe change a few things about ourselves, or maybe update. Like the Tin Man, we got to update every now and then, right?
Right, yeah.
And you offer those services, but you offer so much more, like you said. And this is from your background, because I also have a medical background in radiology. And before you can understand a patient's needs, you have to be able to care for a patient first. You care
Right.
for many patients, you care for them mentally and physically and so forth. So now when someone like me walks into your office, the very first thing is why are you doing this?
Mm-hmm.
And I like that, because it wasn't, this is not something that people should just take off the cuff and say, because when you make major changes to yourself, or even minor changes, they're there to stay. You can't change them back. So
Mm-hmm.
Tia will ask you, what are you doing this for? And she gets into your mental a little bit first, and then she tells you the ins and outs about everything, and you sign forms and stuff. But she's the easiest person in the world to talk to. She's the easiest person in the world to listen to for suggestions. So a few of the things that you all might be interested in, and I kind of just caught on to this just recently, Tia. For people who may like to party a little bit too much, talk about
Oh.
those IV infusions.
Yeah, so I have been doing IVs. Obviously, I've been a nurse for a long time, so for a long, long time. But for the last few years, it's been very interesting on the different things that you can make and happen with IVs and curative type of things like hangovers. So that's a thing that is really popular in bigger cities like Miami. So
Mhm.
people party and they feel terrible the next day, and then they want an IV to kind of feel better. So I found it really interesting when I was living in Miami for the last few years. I've learned a lot from being in a bigger city. I've learned like the IVs are something that people do like on a weekly basis. It's just part of their routine because they feel so much
Mhm.
better.
Mhm.
And hangover is just one little small part. I have patients that have cancer that I do infusions on. I have patients with Crohn's disease, IBS. I have bariatric patients. Mental health, like a lot of the vitamins that people don't realize, like vitamin D, really affects like depression and anxiety. And
Mhm.
having low levels of vitamin D, everybody tends to feel like down and sad and things like that, especially in Ohio because we have the different seasons.
Mhm.
So, just checking those vitamin D levels, checking the B12 levels, getting those optimized, you just feel so much better. Those little small changes. I do
Mhm.
IVs for migraines. I do IVs for just immunity. I feel like in our area, the immunity IVs is pretty common because of the flu. The season was horrible with the flu, especially I still work in urgent care and seeing all the cases that were coming through at all ages. And then the other one is really popular in our area is the energy and detox. And again, that goes from us having low vitamin D levels, low B12 levels. We're being busy, taking care of kids and family, so we don't have time to really eat like how we should. And those IVs really help get you back to where you need to be.
Mhm.
They work, better than the oral supplements that you take because when you're taking something orally, your stomach breaks down most of that. So you're only absorbing, a small percentage of that actually. When
Sure,
you get an
sure.
IV, you're getting the full amount, you're getting into your bloodstream, you're feeling it quickly. So that's the biggest difference. Like, we can take these things supplement, but if you want to feel better quicker and get hydrated, the IVs are definitely a plus and a benefit. And I've been doing it for a long time. I actually really like doing this challenge. I'll have someone come in with they can have a fungus or they can have a headache that they just couldn't get rid of no matter what. They've taken all these different medications that their doctors have put them on, and come to find out they don't drink
Sure.
water or they drink caffeine all day and think that if they don't drink caffeine then the
Mhm.
headache will come back. But it's just so many different things that I can do with the IV. So it's really exciting, and
So
I'm looking
what
forward to.
what's the process if someone were to come in and they would want to have an IV hydration or IV booster? You call them several different things. What would be the
Yeah.
process?
Just scheduling an appointment. If there's something that is they're looking for a very particular type of element that they want to see if I can help with, then we'll schedule a consultation. All my consultations are free, so I don't charge for any consultations or anything like that. We could talk it through. I'm sure I can come up with a unique cocktail to give you, and that's pretty much it. The process takes about an hour for the infusion, so it's not all day. Um, and once you get it done, you feel most people feel better while they're getting the fusion done or like right after.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's just scheduling an appointment, and I do travel too, especially like some of my patients that like have the flu or not able to get out of bed or get out of their home because they don't feel good. So I do travel to the home also and
Sure,
do
sure.
infusions in the home.
So those IV infusions, folks, we're talking about not going to a hospital or not going to your doctor's office. This is
Yes.
alternative medicine, if you will, an alternative therapy. I guess that's what I want to say for what ails you, if you will. But now I want to get into the juice of this conversation. That lipo dissolve. Let's talk about lipo dissolve. So for any of you that's listening, hey Derek, hey Brenda, glad to have you guys here. If you happen to have a little fat pocket
Yeah.
somewhere, or you got something, honestly guys, this is even for the whole body. You think about maybe transforming yourself. You're working out already, but you just can't get rid of that little area. There's a new process. I don't know how new it is, but it's relatively new, and it's called lipo and Tia does that as well. Tia, tell me about that.
Yeah, so lipo is actually a medication that I inject into stubborn fat areas, whether it's the back rows, it's the chin, the underarm fat here, abdomen, thighs, the banana roll in the back of the butt. It doesn't matter. Wherever you have these little pockets of fat that really bothers you, I inject medication into it, and it breaks down that fat, liquefies it, and your body absorbs it through the lymphatic system, and you excrete it through your urine or stool. It's very nice for, working out in the gym and you just, that little bottom part of your stomach is not going away. That'll help get rid of it. It's permanent. As long as you're
Mhm.
not having no significant weight loss or weight gain, then the fat is gone, like it stays gone. And you can have multiple treatments in one area. You can have up to 6 treatments in one area if needed. Usually 2 to 3 people are pretty happy with that. A lot of people see a huge difference in the first treatment. So it's been around for a long time. It's been around for over 20 years, but I guess in our area it's a little bit coming in a little bit slowly, but
Yeah.
it's
Yeah, you
there.
know what? Because it's been out in LA already. It's been in LA, it's
Yeah,
been in Miami, it's been
Miami,
in
yeah.
Florida. You just
Mhm.
don't hear about it in little small areas like ours, but body recreating is becoming such a big thing now. Most people call them BBLs or whatever you want to call them.
Yeah.
And folks are doing these transformations of their bodies. Whereas some of this stuff, you really do not have to go into debt hundreds of thousands of dollars, or 80,000 or 20,000 or 60,000. You
Mhm.
can actually, go see Tia, and you with after a couple of treatments, of course, it's going to take more than one. It just depends on how much fat deposit is there and how much you're trying to lose. And I have seen, and I think Tia has some of these on her site, that you can see before and after pictures, and they really and I personally attest to it that it really does work. Now, are you going to be sore? Yes, you
Yeah.
are.
Yes.
You're gonna
Yes.
be a little bit uncomfortable because you get these little tiny needle injections. But if you're a high pain tolerance person, you should be just fine. There's really no side effects to it. If you basically ice after it's over with, and you wait about 3 to 4 weeks, you really do see your results with that after about 2 weeks. You do, and then if you want to
Mhm.
keep going, then that's what you do, right, Tia?
Yeah, yep. So you could space part. So smaller areas I can do once every 4 weeks. Larger areas is 6 to 8 weeks. So you can kind of see that full effect of it before starting another treatment. But you'll have about a day or two of downtime. You'll have some swelling afterwards. Sometimes there's a little burning sensation or itchiness. But those things go away within usually like 24 to 48 hours. So it is
Mhm.
uncomfortable at first. Wearing compression garments over I'm doing your abdomen and fajas is amazing. The chin, you wear chin compression. So the compression will help break down that fluid and help your body absorb it better too. But yeah, it is uncomfortable, but it's temporary. It's temporary,
Right.
and I do give you prescription medication to kind of help you through that. Medication for nausea, pain, that help you through those hard times. And I would say even if you have 48 hours of downtime, if you do an office job or you're sitting down, you can go back to work. It's really minimum downtime compared to a major surgery like lipo or tummy tuck and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
At a very small portion of a cost of what lipo or a tummy tuck would cost. Now, not everybody qualifies for it. Obviously, like some people's skin might be a little bit more looser, or they may need that extra skin removed. That's why I do consultations. So anybody that's interested in getting a procedure like that done, we'll do a consultation. My consultations are virtual. We can do in person also, and I can kind of look at that area and evaluate if you would be a good candidate. And your health history going through that too. If you have like a soy or egg allergy, then this medication you wouldn't be able to take it. There is another one called lemon bottle, though that is like a semi-permanent fat dissolver, and those that has different ingredients that doesn't interact with someone that has soy or egg allergies. But also, it's really good to be close to your goal weight. I do offer weight loss too, like medical weight loss, whether it's oral or injections. I have a lot of different weight loss services and plans that people do to kind of get close to their goals too. So someone that's BMI is like 40, I wouldn't do, because I feel like losing the weight to get healthier and getting that mindset will be more beneficial to you in the end. So
Mm-hmm.
that's my goal. Like I want you to feel good about yourself and be healthy.
And see, guys, that is why I love her. you know, you at a size 13 or 14 may think you're just, too big when really you are not. Sometimes we look at ourselves differently, but we go to somebody like Tia, and if your BMI, that's your index for obesity. If your BMI is 40 and under, then she's going to encourage you in other ways to lose the weight versus
Yeah.
getting on an injection you may have to be on for a very long period of time.
Hmm.
So yeah, all that popular stuff that they have out now, all the shots and stuff, guys, that helps you lose weight. If you qualify, go see Tia, because you're gonna make a friend. Trust me, you're gonna make a friend with this lady, and she's a professional. She knows what she's doing, and she can be trusted. And I really want to promote her because she's getting ready to open up her new business location. She and another partner open up a beautiful office. Tia, let's talk about your new location.
Yeah, so my new location will be on Heather Downs in Eastgate. It's in the area where actually, unfortunately, I caught fire a few months ago and they're rebuilding it. So the location will be totally brand new. It's custom built to me and my partner's wishes. So we're very excited because I think it'll be a wonderful space to invite everybody in. It'll be a big space. I feel like everybody will be very comfortable with it, men or women. Like everything I offer is for men and women. I feel like when people see aesthetic stuff, they think it's just a certain group of people that could offer it, and that's also why I try to work with everybody's budget. I offer Afterpay, Klarna, Affirm, Care Credit, so I offer different financing options too, so I can make it available for people that don't think that they could ever get anything like this done. Because I think it's
Mhm.
important for everybody to feel good about themselves and be able.
Absolutely.
So
And,
yeah.
and I want to stress that she hopped over it before I got to it. Guys, this is for you too.
Yeah.
If you want to feel good about yourself,
Hmm.
and I say this over and over again because some people are critical when you start doing things to your body, but in my opinion, your body is like any other machine. It needs to be maintained.
Hmm.
You have to take care of it, whether that's getting, the IV infusions, to get your whatever vitamins are available, or it's the injections, or if it's the weight loss, whatever it is. You do that for you. You do it for you because it makes
Hmm.
you feel better. And I have absolutely nothing against people who get cosmetic surgery, but sometimes people take it too far.
Yeah.
They do. They take it too far. Now, when I become of age, I would never count it out, but I don't want something that's just going to change my whole face. You know what I'm saying? That
Hmm.
I don't want to do. I don't want to be, somebody thinks I'm, Chinese or something like that, because I'm not. Not no hit on the Chinese because you guys are beautiful people. But I'm not Chinese, so I don't want my face pulled back and up and over. And you end up coming up looking like a whole
Yeah.
nother
You
person,
just want a
right?
subtle change that kind of you still look like yourself, but you want little areas gone. And the chin is a great area for this. Like for it's called PCDC. That's what the medication is called. The lipo dissolve, and it's perfect for like I can do your jawline, make your jaw look thinner. I can do your
Yeah.
chin, get rid of that chin, and it literally won't give you that face look face like you won't or Botox looking face like you don't
That's
look
right.
tight. You look, your face could still move. You could smile like how you want to smile,
Yeah.
but your face is slimmer to you, and it just makes you feel a little bit better in pictures or videos and things like that.
Sure,
Um,
sure. And I want to encourage you ladies that that have the double chins in your family, or you're approaching the
mhm.
40, 50 year old. You're not going to run from it, okay? You cannot run from the aging process. You can't. So why
Yeah,
not now start looking and saying, "Hey, this is something that I need to do for myself because when I'm 70, I don't want to have, I call it turkey neck. Some other people call it other things, but um and this is you too, gentlemen. You guys can sometimes hide it because you guys wear those beards,
yeah,
and you guys can, but it's still there. It's still there. Trust me. So why not take a look at, and her fees are so reasonable. You're almost gonna fall off your seat. I'm gonna be honest with you. Now she's not the cheapest in the city, but I will tell you right now, for all the things that she offers, she is super reasonable. And she's very, more than that, she's knowledgeable, and she's a friend, and she talks you through things, and you just feel very comfortable. That says a lot about a caregiver to me.
yeah,
I look for that. We may not be, going on a trip together tomorrow, but for someone who's taking care of me, I need to say, hey, I need to talk about the most private aspects of myself. So everything is HIPAA confidential.
yeah,
She's a nurse practitioner, you guys, so she abides by HIPAA. Okay, your experience is your experience, and
yeah.
it goes no further past that room unless you take it
Exactly.
outside of that room.
Yes. Yep. And I think you brought up a great point about running the fat chins or the arms running in your family. So sometimes you could work out as much as you want to work out, but if it's genetics, you can't change your genes,
That's right.
and it just doesn't go away. You can have someone that's 150 pounds but still struggles with the chin,
Mm-hmm.
just because that runs in their family. So that's a good point to make too. Is that like sometimes it doesn't matter. It's what your genes is going to give you, and these little things can help fix that. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so yeah, it's important. The other thing too, because I know we were talking about guys for a second, is that I do offer testosterone replacement therapy in men's health. So if you are looking, you feel different, you feel more fatigued, you feel like you're having some muscle loss, you just don't feel as youthful, and you know it's a difference. It could be your testosterone level. I do a whole workup for that. We can schedule an appointment. I go through your labs. So I talk about options. And the medication is delivered to you, or we can do it in office as an injection, or you can do it at home also. So I just wanted to bring that up too, that I also do testosterone replacement, ED, pretty much anything for men's health too, because I think it's important that men need to take care of themselves also.
Absolutely. Our guys neglect themselves more than children do. That some of us think we are never going to get, some of us
Yeah.
struggle through, some gentlemen, because I can't attest to it because I'm not a man, but some men struggle through, the loss of testosterone and the loss of, their manhood, if you will.
Hmm.
And if you catch it early and you get these treatments, then it will lessen your anxiety when you start to see results.
Yeah, yeah, that is very true, very true. Like catching these things early instead of waiting until you're really not happy with yourself, or in your relationship, and then you want to fix it. It's no reason for that. Like we can do these things early as soon as you're starting to feel something different, or even if you just want to do a checkup. Like I offer that. Like we can do a whole lab panel just to see where you're at. If you just noticing a difference, you're like, hey, let's just see if my testosterone is low, or maybe my cholesterol is off, or
Hmm.
my liver function is off. Like I do that too. So
Hmm.
I that's the goal, is to prevent things from getting bad and getting to the point where you're unhappy or depressed or it's affecting your life. Like I don't want you to feel like that because I'm here. So just reach out
Eh,
and we do a consultation.
Sure. And let's tell folks where they can find you if they want to do that consultation.
Yeah, so right now you can go to my website. I have two different websites. One is TIARevitalize.com. It's very, very easy to remember. And then my book, if you go to that website and click on book now, it'll take you to my booking site, which is tiamp.jnap.com. And that will take you to everything I offer. I offer so much different treatments. Like I said, the weight loss, a lot of different options for weight loss, IV therapy, testosterone replacement. I do FMLA for people who need those breaks, whether it's mental health or physical health, but you want to make sure you keep your job, but you still need time off sometimes. I do that also. Medical clearances, um, direct patient care, which is a type of primary care service in which you pay a membership a month and you get unlimited visits with me. So it's very helpful for people who don't have insurance. The cost is just $75 a month, which is a lot cheaper than going to a doctor's office, which is $150 to $200 one appointment.
Hmm.
So that is something I offer too, even for small businesses that don't have insurance for their employees. This is a way to help make sure your employees are taken care of and being seen by a provider by offering them this service, and it's way cheaper than covering, with insurances like big plans, things
Absolutely.
like that.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So
So,
yeah.
Derek says, can you please repeat your contact information?
Oh, yeah. So it's TIARevitalize.com. Yeah, if that one's just the easiest one to remember. You go to that, TIARevitalize.com, and you just hit book now, or is there's another option that says click for pricing. It'll take you to my booking site where you can see all the prices and all the services I offer. You can also give me a call or a text. My phone number is 419-329-1528. And
Perfect.
like I said, I get texts or phone calls. If I don't answer, I'm usually with a patient, so I will either call you back or text you back, but you can get a hold of me directly through that number.
Yeah, and Derek, if you go right to the site, you will actually be able to make a booking, and then she will communicate back and forth with you via text message to confirm what you're asking for, and to confirm your appointment as well. It's this probably the easiest process I've ever dealt with in my life, to be honest with you. But please rest assured that, I mean, understand you're dealing with a professional woman. Don't be a call and then a no. Okay, you
Yes.
can't do that. If you make the appointment, you have to stick to the
Yeah.
appointment unless something drastic happens. Of course, we understand that. But
Mhm.
everything about her is professional. She runs a very, not only does she run this business, she still works at the hospital, right? I don't know
Mhm.
how she finds time, honestly, and she has a family, but she's still very, very professional. And I'm going to tell you something. This woman she looks out of sight. I'm telling, she looks great. So she is
Thank you.
somebody who also, she
Ooh.
drinks she drinks the Kool-Aid, in other words. She also takes care of herself. So
Yeah.
I think it's a beautiful thing when you can help other people. We need to talk about this stuff more often amongst each other, because the alternatives are there. We have opportunities, folks, to feel good about ourselves. And a lot of people are saying, I don't need that help, I don't need this, I don't need that. That's good for you if you don't. But trust me, when you become a certain age, 60,
Yeah.
61, 62, 70, every now and then, you got a little bit of that, just a little bit of that sparkle that does kind of need a little bit more brightening. Okay, it's just like any fine piece of jewelry or a fine piece of silver. It just needs to be polished again, right? So go get yourself polished up with Tia, because she knows what she's doing.
And that's a good, you talk about aging and things like that. If you take care of yourself while you're young, while you're in your 40s, your 30s, your 20s, you take care of yourself while you're young, your older version is going to thank you for it. You're going to save a lot more money on health insurance, doctor's visits, medications. If you take care of yourself while you're young, to try to prevent a lot of these things, there's so many people in their 50s taking 10 to 15 meds a day, and they could have just maybe taken a supplement when they were in their 30s to help prevent some of those things from happening. And that's what I try to do. I try to educate everyone about the things that runs in your family and the things that we can do to kind of slow that progression. Genetics are genetics, some people it's going to happen, but there's ways to definitely slow it down and make it less damaging to your body and to yourself. So that's what I do also.
That's what she does, and I'm so
Yeah.
proud. I'm so proud. I know her now. I know some of my friends will tune into this thing a little bit later on, and some of you ladies that I've gone out with, most of you complain about how your clothes fit,
Hmm.
or that you can't get rid of this or that. I am sharing with you a way to do it. I am sharing a valuable tool with you right now. And you gentlemen too, you're no different. You do the same thing. You check yourself
Yeah.
out 3 or 4 times in the mirror. You take
Yeah.
that sideways look and it's like, oh, I could get rid of this little pooch over here, or the bra fat over here or around the back. You
Hmm.
absolutely have an opportunity to do it right now without undergoing a needle, you guys. Now if you decide to undergo a needle, that's completely up to you, right?
Hmm.
That's completely up to you. Nobody's gonna get after you about that. But I will say, when you have, try some other alternatives first, and affordable alternatives first, and go see Tia. I'll point towards you this way. She is the lady. She is the lady to go and see, you guys. So I'm gonna have her on again next month. I'm gonna try and promote her as much as possible, because, like I said, I do believe in her. I believe in her cause, and I believe in what she does. She's here to help you feel better about yourself, not just physically, right? Not just physically, because she can do that, but she's also here to help your inside. She's here to help feed that inside machine as well. You feel better, the testosterone, the semaglutides, or whatever it is that you think you might need. She's going to do a consultation with you, and then she's going to go from there.
Yes. Yeah. Exactly. So
Okay.
reach out anytime, any questions. If there's something I didn't mention or you just had a question about, just send me a text and I'll get back to you. So I'm excited. Thanks for having me on here. And hopefully I reach someone that can help. And that's my main goal. It's just kind of help people feel better about themselves.
Absolutely, absolutely. And thank you so much, my friend, for coming on. We're at the 6:32 hour, guy. I know went over by but what, 2 minutes? It's not too bad though. But this is such a awesome conversation to me. Because I am that woman. I am about my looks, as most women are, and if I find something that works and I think that it could be beneficial to other women, I am that person that will share that. I think that women are beautiful at all ages, but when you get to be a woman of a certain age, there's certain things you need to tighten up. And so I highly encourage you to get in touch with Tia at Tia Revitalize. Make your appointment today or this week, and just go get your consultation. The consultation is free, you guys. Okay, we're gonna wrap it up. And Tia, thank you very much for being
Yeah.
on To Live to the World with DebraSue. I want to
Thank
thank
you.
all of our viewers. We can be found on YouTube at Glass City Talent /To Live to the World. We are on Instagram at Glass City Talent /Toledo to the World. And of course, as you know, on Facebook, we are Toledo to the World and DebraSue. So check us out. Check us out on Roku as well. We operate on 5 different platforms, guys. So appreciate you all supporting. Cannot do this without your support. And by all means, you guys, if you get a chance, please hit the share button, hit the like button, and let's get Tia out here. She's already super popular, but this girl does work for celebrity type people, and she's here in Toledo, to help us step up our notch just a little bit. So please go see her. Tia, thank you again. We're going to have you
Yeah.
on the show again. I want to try and get you in another 30 days or so, but I would love to help to continue to help you promote what you do, because I truly do believe in you.
Thank you. I really
You're very
appreciate
welcome.
it. Thanks
Thank
everybody for
you.
watching and listening to us talk. And I just appreciate it.
Oh, very well. And tell my friend your hubby I said hello.
Okay. I
All
will.
right, everybody. Catch us next week. We have another great show next Thursday, same time, same place. Make sure you get back with me and continue to support. And we're going to say good night for now. Take care of each other. Will you please? Bye bye.
Bye.